Good morning. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Amber. I'm a homeschooling mom of two, wife, stay home, homemaker. I'm so glad that you're here. Today we are going to be discussing homeschool curriculum for preschool. In my last video, we went through the curriculum that we didn't use for both of my kids and why. And so I thought that it would be fun to do this next video in our homeschool series on preschool and what we are using, how, and that sort of thing. I'm going to ask that you bear with me. It is very, very early in the morning. I'm sure most of you moms and dads can relate in that if you want to get anything done, you have to do it before the sun is up and before your kids are up. So in order to get this filmed, I'm having to do this very, very early in the morning. It's not even daylight yet. So I sound sort of sleepy. I've already had coffee. It just is what it is. So, but let's go ahead and jump right into this. So I'm not even going to pretend that I don't have my notes over here. You know that I do. Well, we've already covered this. I cannot do this from mental retention. So I will be sort of looking over at my notes before we actually discuss the preschool and what we are using. As we are a new channel here and you guys don't know us very well yet, my son turned 3 in March. And so it's May, so he is just a little over 3. But please keep in mind when we are going through this that he is special needs. Now, I have not elaborated on that yet on this channel. Again, as we're new, that will be coming in the future. But for right now, just so you have a little bit of context, my son has a full body motor planning delay. Typically, children with this, you would hear them diagnosed with childhood apraxia or dyspraxia. We have a whole story. I'm happy to share that. If that is something that you guys are interested in, just leave a comment below and let me know. But yeah, so keep in mind that when we are discussing preschool curriculum, it is with the heavy focus on meeting him where he is at. Yes, he is 3, but developmentally, physically, speech, all of those things, he's probably closer to age 2. He's making great strides and very quickly, but of course we are in services, speech therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, all the therapies. But he is doing well, he is progressing, but just keep in mind, this is to meet him where he is at. And I was hesitant to even put that in here, but I want this channel to be authentic. And I have not seen a lot of homeschooling YouTube mamas discuss speech delay and curriculum. And so I just thought maybe this could help some of you out there, right? Like me, that are searching on YouTube and are not finding that. It's super common. I just don't know that people discuss it. So we are going for total transparency here. Okay, so now that we have covered that, I do want to let you know that I believe very much so that at this age, and even age 4, kind of getting up to maybe even age 5, I believe that children learn the best and retain the most through play. Okay, so you're not going to hear me going through, hours and hours of sit down curriculum for somebody the age of my son. It's just, in my opinion, don't come for me, it's not how they learn, and it's not how they learn best. So we do a lot of learning through play. Now, you will hear me discuss some sit down things, and that is because there is such an age spans between my two children. So my son sees my 9.5-year-old doing, sit down, like book academics. And of course he wants to be like his sister. So I have put a little bit of that in his preschooling at his insistence. Not because, that's what I think he should be doing to learn right now, but he has an older sibling and he wants to be like her. So we just roll with it depending on the day. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to recommend is, you guys, you do not have to spend a lot of money on a preschool curriculum. There are so many incredible free resources out there, and really affordable ones. That's the beauty of this age, right? They're learning through play. So I'm going to list, things that have worked well for my family and for my son. But again, you can do this for super cheap, if not free. So the very first thing, the free comprehensive preschool curriculum. Have you heard of Easy Peasy? It's amazing. It is amazing. It is comprehensive. This wonderful woman created it, has made it a free resource to all of us homeschooling mamas. I cannot recommend it enough. I did just a quick search. There are plenty of videos on it on YouTube, so I'm not going to go into it really in this video because we aren't actually using it right now, but it's a wonderful resource. It is free. If you are looking for, just kind of a comprehensive curriculum in one place for this age range, if you will, definitely check it out. Okay, so my son, we sort of kind of sat down and looked at it, and he's like, nope, he does not want to look at a computer screen. He doesn't, so it's not for us at this time, but it's a wonderful curriculum that maybe in the future he will be open to using when he is developmentally more age appropriate, if you will. So, okay, so right now we're doing, I would say, anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes of school a day. That is kind of depending on his mood. If he's just really wanting to play, we don't worry about it. But almost certainly he is asking to do school. So I let him kind of lead. And so I have my little outline here. Yeah, the days that he wants nothing to do with it, we don't even worry about it. But the days that he wants to, because there are enough of those days, I just sort of let him kind of drive, so to speak. Okay, the very first thing that we do on school days, we have the Melissa and Doug. It's the wood magnetic. Words are hard, always, but especially this early. We have the Melissa and Doug. It's wood, it's magnetic, and it goes over the weather, the days of the week, the months. I will link everything below that I can find. I use Amazon, Walmart, Dollar Tree, Target. If there are links, I will put them down there. We're a new channel, so there's no affiliate links, nothing like that. I will just list them for your convenience. But for us, that works so well. There is a Scholastic one that some families love. I'll try to link that if it's on one of those sites, as we don't use it. I'm not sure, but that's what we do. So days of the week, months, so, okay, for example, we go over, like right now it's May, right? So we do the month, then the day, and that gives us the opportunity then to work in numbers, so May 5th. So yesterday was the 4th because 4 comes before 5. Tomorrow will be May 6th because 6 comes after 5. So it brings in not only, right, the month, the day of the week, and him learning that, but it also presents an opportunity for going over numbers and counting. Then, he loves to run to the windows or the door, right? And we look at the sky, we look at, the weather, and then that brings in the opportunity, for what do you see in the sky? Is it blue? Is it clear? Do you see the sun, or is it cloudy and gray? Oh, it might rain. Okay. So it just creates, well, number one, for my son, it creates the opportunity to talk, to get him to use his words, which of course is all we've been doing for 2.5 years now or so, but 2 years now. So not only does it create the opportunity for language, which he needs, but it also is teaching him about these things that he needs to know. So I cannot recommend it enough. I think it was like $20, but I will link it below, but that works great. And that's how we start. And so, okay, that usually takes about 3 to 5 minutes, probably at most. After that, we have a letter of the week. So we prefer a Montessori approach to schooling in general, to thinking to life. So pretty much any resource that I'm going to love is going to have a Montessori approach to it. Now, if you are not familiar, Montessori approach, they do not teach the alphabet in the, A through Z. They teach them randomly letters. So we have these super fantastic wood sandpaper letters so that they can trace and they can feel. And we have them in uppercase and lowercase. I got them off Amazon, you guys. I live and die by Amazon. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so shopping is hard. So have it delivered right to my door? Yes, please. But, so he'll sit and he'll, trace these letters with his finger. I do still have to help him right now, but again, that's because of his motor skill delay. Not for his age, typically a child could do it on their own. So if you have to help them, it's no problem, right? You just maybe sit him in your lap, and I just help him with his finger, and then we just trace over it. And it's a sensory thing. Our letters have some coloring on them. So again, it just creates the opportunity for both letter, the sound that it makes, words that start with that letter, but it also creates the opportunity for language, for talking, for speech. Do you feel that? Are we going straight over? So direction, you name it, it creates the opportunity for speech. I love Montessori everything. But yeah, so then we have our letter of the week. So we're going to do our tracing. We're going to do uppercase and then lowercase. And then a lot of people will now do, physical, you sit down, you match. He is a rambunctious boy. He wants to be up. He wants to be moving. So what we have been doing that's been working really well is once we have our letter of the week and we go, we go over the tracing and then the sound that it makes, then we race around the house as fast as we can, finding things that start with that letter. And for my son, this works so much better than when I attempted the, well, let's try to match these pictures, and they start, he wants to run around, he wants to point, he wants to find things. And it also creates the opportunity for talking, for language, for speech, because, he's going to try to find the words. So if the letter of the week is A, and he runs to the kitchen and he sees, an apple on the counter, he will point to it. And I'll say, can you use your words? Apple, that's right, apple does start with the letter A. Doesn't this look delicious? What color is the apple? And he's red or green or don't know, like if it's sort of the blended ones, like the pink ladies we love, but it creates the opportunity for language as well. And so that is fun for us. That usually lasts anywhere for 5 to 15 minutes. Just if he's having fun with it, we roll with it. So that is kind of the next thing that we are doing. And then if he wants to do sit down work, like my daughter, I try to just get him to sit with me and we read out loud. He is in love with books. You guys, my son, if he could have me sitting and reading to him 24 hours a day, he probably would. He wants to be in my lap and he wants to be reading with mama. That's just what he loves. He loves books. So to list his favorite books, we would be here all day. And this is already going to be a long video. So I'm just going to list some of his most favorites right now. Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. With the letters, we sort of make it kind of sing-songy. He adores it. Brown Bear, Brown Bear. He has the whole thing memorized. So he goes through the pages, but he's reading to me. It's so precious. Row, row, row your boat. He loves music too and singing. 1, 2, 3, Count with Me. It's another one of his favorite books. There's a Bear on My Chair. You guys, if you have not read this book, if you have not seen it, definitely check it out. It's so stinking cute. And then probably his last favorite book right now, I'm trying to think, it's either there's a Blippi book that he loves. He loves Blippi. He loves Blippi. But the Room on the Broom, is that with the witch and all the animal? I think it's Room on the Broom. And he loves it. His favorite part is the whoosh and just a little speech therapy tip. And we are going to do a whole series on speech. But with a book that he knows that well, if you leave a pause in front of a word for him, it's the and whoosh, they were gone. He knows. I'll kind of cue it up and he looks at me, whoosh, that's right, they were gone. So books that they know that you guys read and read and read, that's a wonderful opportunity to encourage speech. So just a fun little speech tip there. But puzzles, lots and lots of puzzles. We started with, the colors and the shape puzzles, guys. Melissa and Doug, everything. But they're puzzles, from the sound ones when they're younger to the transitional ones, words. I need more coffee. Coffee is life. But, they'll have like 3 different pieces for, say, a fire truck, and you hand them the 3 different pieces and they have to figure out which part of the puzzle that it goes in. That's at the next step that he's at. Melissa and Doug puzzles, you guys, they're so super fantastic. Okay, there are a couple of websites that I cannot recommend enough. Free resources, free printables. You laminate them, you guys, it's brilliant. Okay, so let's find my list here because I don't have them memorized, of course. One of them is Montessori-style.com. Super, super fantastic. And then the other one is taughtschooling.net. I cannot tell you, our entire preschool curriculum I have printed and laminated, right? So we have these sheets for matching and colors, and you just wipe them off and you can reuse them again and again, and they're free. Well, granted, you have to print it, maybe even laminate it, but as far as the resource, you're not paying for those downloads. So a couple of brands of learning things that we love are learning resources off of Amazon, and then the other brand on Amazon, I have it written down here and I'm just not seeing it quickly. It's Journey something. They have like books and puzzles, but the learning resources is probably my favorite brand. You just put it in on Amazon and all their products will come up. We use so many of their stuff. The counting bears, right, with the colors and the cups and the tweezers. I mean, there's so many opportunities there for counting, letters, sorting, fine motor. But I will put more of that stuff in our speech series that will probably be coming up after the homeschooling series. So Target, the last sit down stuff that I've found has been at Target. They're these big preschool books, like, the big book of preschool. And so it's like dots and, connecting letters, numbers. It includes playful, fun ways to do like math, science, phonics for learning, to read. I mean, that's pretty much it. We try to do as little sit down stuff as possible. If we are sitting down, we're using those big books from Target. Again, I will link everything that I can find below, but just coloring, anything that gets him practicing, scissor skills. We just kind of craft, read, and try to do lots of talking, counting, through play, numbers, letters, the sounds that they make. Oh, Leapfrog. The Leapfrog magnetic bus with the different letters, I cannot recommend it enough. I don't actually put it on my refrigerator because I don't want to be tripping over him when I'm trying to cook. So I put it on a cookie sheet, and it stays over in his play area so he can sit there, right? And it's still magnetic and he can play with it, and I don't have to trip over him in the kitchen all day. So I will link everything that I can find below, but I hope this helps. I hope this gives you guys some ideas. You can absolutely do preschool at home for very, very cheap, if not for free. And really the biggest thing that I want to say is play. At this age, children learn through play, and I believe that. I have a background background in child development, actually child psychology specifically, but it's just such a fundamental and crucial thing for them. They're learning from you, they're modeling you or their siblings. So just get down on the floor with them, one-on-one, play with them. You will be amazed at what they can retain. At this age, in my opinion, it doesn't need to be formal. It's just not how they're going to learn best right now. So I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Thank you for, watching this video. If you found something helpful, please do like, subscribe. I'd love to see you here for the next one. Probably the next video is going to be the curriculum that we are using for my 9, almost 10-year-old. So we'll see you again next time. Bye.